What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, I'm Holly, and today we're talking about calf pain in new runners specifically. Really, in the beginning of running, there are so many things that are hurting and feeling sore. You're wondering if you're injured or you're just not cut out to do this. I'm going to make sure you understand what type of pain you're having, if it's safe to continue, and of course, give you the tools to strengthen those calves, stretch them, and keep them recovered between runs so that you can run longer and faster. Let's jump in. So let's start with the big elephant in the room, which is that running is difficult and getting used to running is really difficult. But we can do it, we can push through and really see it to the other side. I want that for all of you guys. So just know when I first see the word pain or hear the word pain from somebody who's new to running, I have to know that it could very well just be soreness, fatigue, getting used to actually moving in that way with the impact of running itself, which is very different than walking or standing. The second thing is we have to make sure that if you are running improperly or with form that's heavily loading the calves, over time, that can lead to overuse, to strain, to worse injury. Hopefully we never get there, but we have to understand that early. So in this video, as I said, I'm gonna make sure your calves are good to go, and I'm gonna make sure you're running in a way that you are not putting the calves under unnecessary load. Our best tools when it comes to preventing injury, getting hurt early in our running journey is learning how to run well so we're not overusing any one area, addressing the muscles around the area that's really taking the impact of the run, specifically in this video, of course, the calves, stretching those muscles that we're actually working and using, and ultimately giving our bodies time to recover between workouts. So this means in the beginning, it's really important that we lay a strong foundation so that the body can get used to what's happening to it. So what I mean is getting your miles in a way that feels sustainable to your body, that's not overloading you with agonizing soreness that never lets up, is really important. So for example here, 3 miles on one day is not equal on the body to 1.5 the first day and 1.5 the second day. Because in the second example, we have a sleep recovery time built into the schedule, meaning we're still getting our miles in, but we're giving our body time to adapt. And in the individual runs, they are shorter, giving us more time to focus on good form, more energy to do so. We're not breaking down across the run. If you're thoughtful in the beginning and keep the runs short, just more frequent throughout the week, you have that recovery time, and of course your cross training, which I'll get to later in the video, you will feel the foundation lay nice and smooth, and you will be able to build on top of that. It'll feel really natural to up the mileage and up the amount of time, maybe even the speed at that point that you're willing to run. All right, let's move along here with some practical tips for the pain you're experiencing right now. Number one, I want to know how you guys are landing when you run. If you are forward on the toes, never letting the heels kiss the ground, and or have tight ankles that we haven't really loosened up or mobilized, you are likely putting a lot of unnecessary load on the calves. Imagine going a whole mile in high heels. That's kind of what you're doing voluntarily. So let's ditch that and use that nice pose method that I've talked about in other videos. You're drawing that leg right up the middle, nice loose landing, loose ankles, mid-foot strike. We're not reaching with the heel, we're not reaching with the toe. Now, while we can't change the form immediately overnight, you can work on it in every single one of your workouts, even just a few minutes of practicing good form. I've got lots of drills on the channel you can use to do this. Practicing the good form, but not letting it overtake your brain. Eventually, it will become second nature. The other thing we can do is, while we don't want to overload the calves, we do want to make them strong to help minimize impact from the run itself. So ankles, knees, and hips, those joints will be a lot stronger with the assistance of strong, stable calves and feet. So we can do strengthening exercises for the calves specifically. So here are some calf exercises that are great to strengthen them. You can combine a few of these into a little circuit, do it on an off running day, or as part of your warm up or cool down on a run day. Number one, of course, those calf raises. You can do these off the edge of a step for a little bit of a deficit, make it a little harder. You can add weight or just do them plain on the ground, but you're just lifting up, heels come off, and lowering with control. Up and down, working those calves. I like to do about a set of 20 at any one time, a couple rounds of that. Next exercise would be walking on your toes, maybe 20, 30 steps alternated, a couple of rounds of that, of course. You can do flex and points seated against a resistance band or without. And lastly, doing any sort of agility or hopping can be great to strengthen the calves in a controlled way. We don't want to overdo it here. So jump rope is great for this. You can also practice kissing the heels to the ground the same way I want you to when you run. You can do single leg hops. You can do high skips. You can do little side to side speed skaters. There's a lot of stuff you can do that really helps enhance your running in general, but also works the calves. Now, if there's one thing that sticks with you guys today, it has to be this. Whatever we do in our workouts has to be matched with restoration, recovery, and active mobility on the area that worked for us. We cannot expect ourselves to run over and over again without doing this. Meaning all that calf work I just gave you in the strength department, you got to match it in the stretch department. Couple things that I love. The foam roller for calves is great. You put one calf on top of the foam roller, you're just seated, other leg goes on top for a little weight, and you circle that foot of the leg that's on the roller. You can also do a calf smash using the opposite shin. That really helps self-massage with some weight. And lastly, using your thumbs, your fingers, your elbows to get into the calves above and below the meat of the calf. You can even work into the bottom of the foot because it's all connected. This can really help, especially with plantar fasciitis. Creating a strong system for your running from the very beginning is the best thing you can do. Watching this video was already a huge step in the right direction because you figured out, I need to learn how to run well. I need to figure out how to strengthen the areas that are supporting my running. And I will now have a system for stretching those areas on a regular basis. This will lead you to longer, faster running, I guarantee it. All right, guys, if you have been watching this video and you're like, Holly, that sounds great, blah, 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 I'll go do my form stuff, my strengthening, my stretching, but right now I'm in excruciating pain and it's not letting up, it may be time for you to go see a medical professional about this. I am not that, but they can tell you, yes, you're okay to keep training. This is just kind of really intense soreness or really intense overuse in the beginning of your training. You maybe did too much too fast, or they'll tell you, look, we are on track to a bad injury. We need to stop, recover, and fully get stable before you jump into all the stuff I said in this video. Go find out, do the right thing, and get the information you need. I can do a follow-up to this video if you guys need. I love the video suggestions you're writing in. It's so fun to make the video related to what you actually want to know about. I will see you guys in the next one. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Bye.